Hello, everyone, and welcome to this episode of Ignition Time. Doge is going to be auditing the IRS. Now, if Doge is auditing the IRS, I don't know about you, but I'm concerned, and I'm sure a lot of people are concerned about Doge having access to our personal records, our personal tax information, our personal bank accounts, social, the whole nine yards. So, should we be concerned about Doge staffers having access to our personal information? What is this Doge audit all about? Well, the Deputy White House Chief of Staff, Stephen Miller, had this to say, and I'm going to quote him. We are talking about performing a basic anti-fraud review to ensure that people are not engaging in large-scale theft of federal taxpayer benefits. I wanted to make sure that I quoted him exactly. By the way, we're going to listen to him and hear from the White House Deputy Chief of Staff, Stephen Miller, in his own words. And he did point out that billions of dollars, billions with a B, billions of dollars are going to illegal immigrants by virtue of a child tax credit. Now, think about that. The IRS is essentially giving away billions of dollars to illegal aliens through a child tax credit. Now, this is the sort of stuff that Stephen Miller is talking about, and he's seeking to reassure us as Americans that, we're not going to have a bunch of people poking around our tax records. Instead, the goal is to find, such instances like the one I just mentioned and conduct what he calls a basic anti-fraud review to make sure that there's no large-scale misuse or fraud or misappropriation of federal taxpayer benefits. Now, the child credit should go to Americans who need it, who qualify for it, but it should not go to illegal aliens, and that's what Stephen Miller is talking about. Let's roll the tape and hear what the White House Deputy Chief of Staff had to say in his own words. Let's watch and let me know what you think in the comment section below. And again, this is about Doge auditing the IRS to find out stuff like this and not go about poking through your personal tax information. So I want to set the record straight in case you hear about, left-wing propaganda, liberal channels, being hysterical about Doge poking through our personal tax returns. That is not the intention as far as the White House goes. Let's roll the tape and hear Stephen Miller in his own.
Can you give assurances to people who faithfully pay their taxes in this country? The Doge isn't just going to go randomly sifting through the records and maybe come across the personal private records of a lot of Americans.
I can give absolute 100% insurance. I give you complete and total assurance on that point. We are talking about performing a basic anti-fraud review to ensure that people are not engaging in large-scale theft of federal taxpayer benefits. I mean, for example, we pay billions of dollars a year in child tax credit payments to illegal aliens. Billions with a B. So these are systematic, programmatic reforms that we're talking about here. And as far as protecting the secrecy of tax records, the IRS has been weaponized at the career level against the American people for years now. This has been one of the most invasive arms of the federal government, engaging in capricious and politically based audits, leaking taxpayer information for political reasons. We are restoring the neutrality. We are restoring ethics. We are restoring security controls at IRS. In fact, one of the big projects that Doge is going to be working on is upgrading IT systems and software so that our taxpayer information cannot be stolen by criminals or foreign governments.
So that was Stephen Miller, everyone. Now, there is another very interesting clip from him where he talks about foreign fraud rings stealing billions of dollars from the federal government, basically coming into our country, and in some cases not even being in our country, and committing fraud and stealing billions from the IRS by scamming the IRS with illegal migrants. Now, should it be common sense, and should we audit the IRS? Is it common sense to essentially have Doge audit the IRS? Let me know what you think in the comment section below. I'm going to make sure I have all my points. Now, it's very clear that there are a lot of politicians who are panicking. A lot of Democrats are panicking. Now, let's be clear. There has been a surge in searches in Washington, D.C. for criminal defense attorneys. Also, a lot of houses are now up for sale in Washington, D.C. because it looks like a lot of politicians, a lot of people who are essentially milking the federal government, milking the IRS, are now running away from Washington, D.C. This is actually indeed happening. And for years, the federal government has been bleeding taxpayer money because of these welfare programs, mismanagement of funds, and there have been a lot of problems. And now that, there is an aggressive effort to fix all of these problems, it's very interesting to pay attention to the people who are actually complaining about this. And that's what we're going to shine a light on our channel on Ignition Time. Now, I do want to be clear that in the past, certain agencies were not working the way they were supposed to, and a lot of fraud was happening, is still happening within our system. There is indeed a lot of illegal immigration happening in our country, and a lot of foreign nationals who are not supposed to get benefits actually have social security numbers so that they can collect benefits, and foreign nationals have exploited a lot of loopholes in our system to essentially defraud the US government of taxpayer dollars. And there have been fraudulent tax refunds that have cost America billions and billions of dollars. Now, a full-scale audit, in my opinion, is long overdue of the IRS. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. And I want all the corruption to be exposed. Let me know whether you agree or disagree. Now, let's hear from Stephen Miller in his own words, talking about these foreign rings who are essentially sucking money away from America and committing large-scale fraud, which then makes it necessary for Doge to audit the IRS, to uncover these records, not to poke around your records and my records, but to uncover these illegal records and put a stop to it. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. Let's hear from Stephen Miller again right now.
What are the plans to do so if those records are obtained?
Well, as we know, there's a massive amount of fraud in this country. You have, for example, foreign fraud rings. These are foreign nationals who come into the United States. They use fake Social Security numbers. They use fake identities to steal billions in taxpayer benefits. There's no way to know until Doge gains full access exactly how much money we're talking about. But over a 10-year normal budget window, you could be talking about saving over $1 trillion by clamping down on massive fraud in our tax and entitlement systems, including, again, those carried out by organized fraud and theft rings. The very important point in all this is to understand that Doge are subordinate staffers of the federal government. They are political appointees, just like me, just like everyone else in the White House, that serve and answer to the president. So we're not talking about an outside private entity. We're talking about the existing federal staff of the federal government performing their statutory and constitutional duty.
So, fraudulent claims, identity theft, and a mass abuse of welfare programs have resulted in America losing billions of dollars. Therefore, I think it's common sense for Doge to audit the IRS. Again, not to poke into your records and my records, but to find these illegal aliens and these fraud rings, in Stephen Miller's using his terminology, to find these fraud rings and put a stop to them. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. Please click like, please click subscribe, please enable notifications. A lot of time and effort goes into the production of every single video. I want you to know that I appreciate you very much. Please click like, please click subscribe, please enable notifications. Also, please tell 2 of your friends and family members about our channel and have them subscribe. I really appreciate it. My name is Dr. Nitin Choda. I'm your citizen journalist. I'm going to work hard on this channel. I'm looking forward to seeing you in the next episode of Ignition Time. Thanks. I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.